I'm good.
Great.
All right, so everyone is freaking out because I didn't send vowels. And I purposely didn't do it. And I got this, where did I get this text from? I must have put this together. Yeah, I did put that together myself. Okay, so the point of this is to get you a little scared, a little awestruck, just to give you the feeling of when you're up there actually, and a lot of you may actually eventually read Torah. This is what it looks like. It's called cold turkey. There are no vowels in the Torah. There are no trope marks. Okay, when you're reading the blessing, you've got everything. You've got the blessing, you've got the vowels. You don't need trope with the blessing when you get up by the Shulchan to read the Aliyah. But this is what it looks like. And the same thing with the Megillah, it does not have vowels. There are other, like Book of Ruth and other Megillot and Tisha B'Av. Hi, Ellen, that do have vowels. But when this is supposed to be read like a letter, and so it's folded back and forth, and it does not have the vowels. So you have to really, be able to read it. Now, Alice told me that she reads chapter 3, and when we get there, that'll be great. Hi, Alice. Just taking everybody's head count. Are you going to read part of chapter 3 for us?
Yes.
Good. I don't know if we'll have time for the whole thing because we've got a lot to cover, but we certainly would love to hear it. Let's see, anybody else? I didn't get a lot of Sherry's here, and Ellen. Okay, get you. So we're going to start with chapter 1, which is a good place to start, all right? And okay, and I'll get people as they come in. So here it is. Sherry's son, would you like to read the little blurb in English, and then we'll get started?
Vashti won't dance. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, he made a banquet for his princes and his servants. He commanded to bring Vashti, the queen, before the king in her royal crown, because she was good looking. But the queen refused to come at the king's command.
Okay, I see Paula there too. Good. All right, so there's some commentary, and there's Rhoda, good, that says Rock Beketer only in her crown. Is that why she was upset? Because she was going to be a nudie cutie and actually, show off her beauty and to all the men. And, some people call her an early women's liber because she just wouldn't do it. She refused the king, and so she was banished. So that's the end of Vashti from chapter 1. Goodbye, Vashti. I think I got everybody else here. So then he's, this old guy is looking for a new queen. Okay. So I had picked out some words from each chapter that I really believe you can find. You have enough knowledge of the Hebrew letters, and a lot of the words and names will stick out. So let's take a look on chapter 1. Find me we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. If you want to number them, that's okay. In chapter 1, the first one I want you to find is in Hebrew. It's not Ahasuerus, it's Achashverosh.
Okay.
Achashverosh. Can anyone find where it is? Okay, Alan. Am I saying it right, Alan or Alan?
Alin.
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 Yeah, Alin, I thought so.
Yeah, you got it.
Where is that word?
The third word in the first sentence.
Right, so you can recognize that. You've heard this. So once there was a wicked man, and that's Haman, of course. But this is Achashverosh, and I think you can
Why
probably
does it have
pick
a
it out.
shin at the end?
Achashverosh. Well, there's no dots. So
why
these
is
would
there
be
a sin or a
shins.
shin at the end of Ahasuerus?
Is it shush? It's a shush.
It's a shin.
Shin.
They're both Achashverosh. Because in Hebrew it's different than English. There's no S. It's Achashverosh. Okay, like your Rosh. That's the way it's really spelled, and the way they put it in English, I'm not responsible for that. Okay. Find me Vashti. I want to Vashti windows.
Oh,
Vashti, where is
I-
Vashti?
Vashti, I saw Vashti.
I
The
got
third
it.
line, third line.
Janice, where is
Next to
Vashti?
word.
Oh,
On the
third
third
line,
line.
fourth word.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Next to
Yeah,
the
Vashti.
last word is the fourth.
Vashti. Now, when you're reading Torah Barrel, so don't get crazy, you will know in advance, because you'll have studied it until you're purple in the face. You'll know if it's a shin or a sin. And if it's a name like Mordechai or Esther, you'll also know that this is Vashti and it's not Vasti. Okay, so there's Vashti. Okay, next word. I want you to find the word, the queen, Hamalka.
It's right after
It's
Vashti.
right next, the next word.
Yeah,
Vashti, okay, Vashti Hamalka. Now you
Hamalka.
have a phrase. Vashti Hamalka. Okay, Malka's queen. Very good. So far, so
is-
good. Now, they asked her to dance in her royal crown. So the word for crown is keter. 3 letters, keter.
Oh, it's the next line right
line.
under.
Sort of, in the middle.
Okay, right,
In
and
the
it says
middle.
in the crown. B is in, it's on the 4th
Right.
line. Big
Here.
keter.
Okay.
Hey, where is
it? I'm just looking
Fourth line, third word.
Right,
Okay, thank you.
okay, keter. And it doesn't say only her crown, but some, you know how commentators are, they put a little interpretation, their commentary, and trying to figure out, why did she defy the king? If he had 127 provinces in his kingdom and he was such a powerful guy, this little girl, this Vashti, dancing girl, defies a great king. And she's lucky he didn't kill her. And some people think, well, maybe he did. Okay. Now, she was good looking. And actually, the Hebrew expression, she was Tovat, Tovat Mar'eh. Tovat Mar'eh.
Oh,
It's
the last,
words.
next to
Second
last
line,
line,
first
first
two
two words.
Okay, so you know the word Tov, Tovat Mar'eh. It actually says she was good to look at. She was good looking. That's really the translation. It's really cute. Tovat Mar'eh. So we have, okay, she's a good looking girl. And we have the word king, Melech, the king. Ha
last
Melech.
word. Last
Right
word.
before- Last
First
Okay,
word.
so line 4, Lifnei HaMelech. Okay,
Lifnei
very
HaMelech,
good.
before the king.
Now, I have the real thing. So what I did was, like I said, I took pieces. I want you to follow as I'm going to try to read this to you, even though I have it in pieces here. Okay, so started.
Chapter
by-
1? or
Chapter 1,
Okay.
where I have it, my chapter. Vayehi b'yamei Achashverosh, who Achashverosh, Asa mishteh l'chol sarav v'avadav, and it continues. And Amar lahavi et Vashti Hamalka lifnei hamelech beketer malchut. And then it goes on. Ki tovat mar'eh he. Vatima'en ha-malka, and she refused. Vashti lavo bidvar hamelech, at the word, at the command of the king. The end of chapter 1. And we go on. Now let's see if you can pick out the words in chapter 2. Okay, so chapter 2. Okay, Sherry Lynn, will you read the English, what it says about my summary for chapter 2?
A beauty pageant for a lusty old king. There was a Jew in the capital Shushan, and his name was Mordechai. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and set the royal crown upon her head, and made her queen instead of Vashti. Bigtan and Teresh, two chamberlains of Ahasuerus, sought to lay hands on the king, and the thing became known to Mordechai, and he told it to Esther, the queen, who told it to the king.
Sounds like they're playing telephone here. Okay, one tells it to this one, the next one tells it to the other one. Okay, so in chapter 2, I want you to find the words for a Jewish man, Ish Yehudi. Ish
First two words.
Yehudi.
The first
First
two
two
words.
words. Ish is a man and Yehudi. Now,
Jewish man.
this Jewish man, Jewish. Something always bothers me, even a rabbi says it. The word is Judaism. And a lot of people, you may be amongst them, that say Judaism. But if you look at how the word is spelled, it's Judaism. It's just like George, no, not George Bush. There was someone who used to say nuclear. There's no such word as
Oh, yeah.
nuclear. It's
George W.
nuclear.
Wasn't
Okay. And as a former English teacher and language teacher, this used to drive me absolutely bananas. My school in the junior high, the science teacher used to say nuclear. I wanted to nuke him. Okay. Ish Yehudi. Now, the next is a place. I want you to find Shushan.
Fourth word, Shushan.
Okay.
Shushan.
In
Shushan.
prefix. Bishushan. It sounds like
It's the
Shushan.
same line, fourth word.
Right. Ish Yehudi Haya was a Jewish man lived Be Shushan. Now you have almost a whole sentence. And Habira, it means the capital city. Okay, what else? Moving right along. Ushmo.
First word.
Mordechai. Okay, so we see Ushmo and his name. Okay,
Mordecai.
second line, first word, Ushmo.
Mordecai.
Morty, cousin Morty, Mordechai, Ushmo Mordechai, and his name. So you see, you really can pick this stuff out. It's not that terrible, even though there's no vowels. Now we want to find Hadassah, of course, was her secret name, her Hebrew name, her Shem Ivrit, right? So let's see if we can find Hadassah.
Second line, last word.
Last word.
Yeah, Hadassah. Okay, and his name was Mordechai. Vayehi omen et he raised et. You don't translate Hadassah. Very good, excellent. Okay, now we have to find her Persian name, which is Esther.
Esther.
Second word in the
Word,
third
third
line.
word.
And the third
There you
line,
go,
second word.
third line. He, remember in Hebrew, he is she, and who is he, and me is who. Well, that's just a little fun for you. He means S-H-E, she. She being Esther. Okay, she's Esther. So she's got two names. She's Hadassah at home, and she's Esther outside.
Why
Any
did she have two
king
names?
had, what's that?
Was that common to have two names?
Well, I guess if you were a Jew, maybe they did it in Spain during the Inquisition.
But
Okay.
Right?
wasn't,
I mean, she had a
wasn't,
Jewish name.
what Esther, I think, was Persian, right? She was a
Yes.
Persian.
Yeah.
Persian
Oh,
Right.
I didn't know that.
But she had a Persian name, you know, her street name to go out, and she had her Hebrew name. Everybody has a Hebrew name, even Esther. Okay, so she has, it was Hester or something like that, but it was a Persian name, but Hadassah was her Hebrew name. Okay, let's see if we can find it. And he loved, we have just finished studying V'ahavta, and I told you the root was Aleph, Hey, Vav. V'ahavta, et, right? We learned V'ahavta. We were doing the Shema. So you have the expression Vaye'ehav, and he loved. He had the beauty pageant. Vaye'ehav.
But third word, third line.
Vaye'ehav Hamelech, and the king loved Esther, Mikol Hanashim, more than all the women. Okay, all right. And so he crowned her. I mean, he put the crown on her head. So he put the crown on her head, and we have, what's the word? What are the two words for the holiday, the beginning of the year in Hebrew?
Rosh
Rosh
Hashanah.
What does Rosh mean?
Oh, so we're looking
Head.
for head.
Head.
Head. So something about head. So we're looking for, he put the crown, Be Rosha. So Be means on, in or on, and you're looking for Be Rosha. He put it on her head.
The next line, second line. There was-
Okay, so it's
Fifth
1, 2,
line,
3,
fifth
4,
line.
5,
Second
fifth
word.
line, second word. Okay, Vayasam Keter Malchut, the royal crown, Birosha. on her head. Now, you remember that Hebrew is made up of prefixes and suffixes, and this is really a very important thing because you have the word in the middle, that's the base word. Be means on, and the a at the end means her, the possessive, berosha, on her head. So
Mhm.
Hebrew is made up, it's like flying a kite. You have the pieces on the beginning, the pieces that are added to the end, and the guts, the stuff in the middle, is where you get the main meaning. Okay, that's where you get the root. Okay. So very good. And and so these big guys, his chamberlains, were going to send forth their hand on the king. In other words, do harm to him because they were mad at him. It doesn't say why, that's just extraneous. And they weren't, it was to lishloach yado. Now, what is shalach manot or lishloach manot? Anyone know what we're going to be doing?
So, manot,
It's a
presents.
Purim.
Purim, right. So we call it shalach
Yes.
manot. The Hebrew is lishloach, to send gifts. And in the chapter 9 or 10, if we get to it, it says when they're going to celebrate Purim on the 14th and 15th of the Chodesh Adar, and they're going to celebrate by giving gifts. Lishloach manot, to send gifts to each other and also to the poor. So everybody will celebrate on Purim, everybody is happy. Okay, so, but the expression is to send lishloach yad, to send forth a hand, bamelach, to harm him with their hand. I don't know, slap him around or something. Sounds like a bunch of mafioso. Lishloach yad.
It's line
Seven.
7 and the last two words.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
7 line, the last two words, and that would be lishloach yad bamelach. Oh, smack the king around. Okay, so you have yad, you know yad.
And
Okay, so let me attempt to read this and try to follow it. Let's get the thing of the whole thing. So it starts with ish. Okay. Ish Yehudi haya b'Shushan Habira, u'shmo Mordechai ben, Shmo Mordechai, that's as far as I got. Vayehi omein et Hadassah, he Esther, but Dodo, I don't have that, and the rest of it. So she was Hadassah. Okay, Vayehav hamelach et Esther mikol hanashim. And then it goes, Vayasem keter malchut berosha vayamlichecha tachat Vashti. And he crowned her instead of Vashti. And that was the end of chapter 2. Okay.
And actually,
Okay.
tachat usually means like underneath, right? So
Well, this would mean
here
instead of
translating is instead.
tachat, yeah. It's also your behind.
Hmm.
Okay, your tush is your tachat.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
traseras in Spanish, your bottom, that's your tachat is your tush. Chapter 3. Okay. So who knows the word for large or big?
Gadol.
Gadol.
Gadol, right. So we have a verb. Gadol is an adjective, and the verb is gadal. Gadal.
The
Oh, we
first
hadn't even-
word.
Right, gadal means he made great. But in English, the best translation is going to be the he promoted. Okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't finish chapter 2, but that's okay. We'll go on with chapter 3. Okay, so he promoted, and what's the next word? What's
Melech.
no, gadal, chapter 3. That's correct. Haman. Haman. Okay, gadal. Oh, I'm sorry, Hamelech. Gadal Hamelech Achashverosh et Haman. Now it is. End of the line one. Okay, Paula, will you read? Paula, will you read chapter 3? Little summary.
Down you go. King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, and all the king's servants bowed down and knelt before Haman, but Mordecai didn't bow down or kneel. And Haman told the king, there is a certain people amongst the peoples in your kingdom, and their laws are different. Letters were sent to all the kings' provinces to destroy, to kill, and wipe out all the Jews, both young and old.
Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Okay, we've heard this story before many times in history. Okay, the word da'at actually means belief. So it could be translated as laws or belief. But the bottom line is they were different. And Haman didn't like that. So down you go.
Wait,
Okay.
where, Carol, where are you?
Chapter 3.
Yeah, but what word are you focusing on?
Okay, so the focus, we did gadal, which was the first word. And in that first line, we had at the end Haman, right? Haman.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone know what the Hebrew is for Hamantashen? Hamantashen is Yiddish. It's like Essen, Haman's food. But what in Hebrew is Hamantashen? It's actually Oznei Haman, the ears of Haman.
Oznei Haman, yeah, Oznei.
Oznei Haman.
Haman's, but that
Is he-
becomes his ears. That
Yeah.
translates to Haman's
That's
ears.
what they call it.
Yeah, in Israel.
Oznei, in
yeah.
Hebrew, Oznei
Yeah.
Haman, Haman's ears. Some people call it Haman's pockets. Okay, so we had Gadal, Hamelach, Achashverosh, and Haman. He promoted Haman. Okay. Okay, so you saw Haman, and let's see. Vayomer. We had that a lot in the Torah, Vayomer. We had God speaking to Moses, Moses speaking to God, Vayomer, Hashem.
Fourth line.
Vayomer, 1, 2,
Okay,
3, 4.
Vayomer.
Fourth line, next
Okay.
word.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Vayomer, and then there's Vayomer Haman, and Haman said to the king. Okay, if you went to a rally and they go da 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 da, what's that first word? Something Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai.
Israel.
Okay, or Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Okay, the nation of Israel lives. Thank God. Okay, so we have the word there is a nation. Okay, so you can
Next
find,
line in the
Hey,
middle.
Carol,
of the
where
line.
are you?
I'm in chapter 3,
The middle word,
chapter
5th line.
It's the next
1,
line. in the
2,
middle of
3,
the
4,
line.
5th line. Okay, Yeshno
Okay.
Ayin Mem.
That's the third word.
Yeah.
Yep. The third Ayin Mem. There is a nation. These are Jews, Yehudim. This is us. Okay, all right. Amongst the Midinot. Now, the name for Israel is Medinat Yisrael. That's the political name, the government. Medinat Yisrael. The land is called Eretz Yisrael, right?
Mhm.
Medina. So there is a nation amongst all the Midinot.
People.
All the peoples.
1,
all
2,
the
3, 4,
nations.
5, 6, 7.
Third line from the bottom, next to the
Yeah,
last word.
that's the word.
Right. So we see the word Midinot, Medina, Midinot.
Mhm.
Okay. So they sent El to call all Medinot, all the states, the provinces of the king. And this is where they're going to destroy them. Okay, from young until old. So on the bottom, it says, Mina'ar, from a young boy, the ad, it's a little cut off, Zakein, that's a final nun. Zakein is old, from young to old, all will be destroyed. It is very harsh, the language. All right, I'm going to try to read it now. Okay, 3, okay.
You want me to read it or?
Oh, yeah, you're the expert in 3. Why don't
For
you,
3.
you want to chant it a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
you really cut it up a bit, but I'll try.
Well, you-
Gidal HaMelech Ahashverosh and Haman. And then it's supposed to be okay, then so you're just explaining who Haman is, and then Vechol Avdei HaMelech Kureim umishtakavim lechaman. Ki hein zibalo hamelech umordechai lo yikra velo yishtakaveh.
That's great. It's beautiful. So you can see that the trope is very different from reading Torah or Haftorah, right?
Yes. And now you've done Vayomer Haman Lamelech Ahashverosh Ishno Ben Ha'amim Malkutot Ve'abira Shanot Mekolam Venishloach Sefarim El
You're good if you
Komedinot
can do this in the
HaMelech.
chop meat that I made.
Yeah, you really, it's
I chopped it up.
but that's okay. And then you hit
That's
the last
beautiful.
one. Venishlo Sefarim Meyad Haratzim El Komedinot HaMelech Lehashmid Laharog Ulabed Ekol HaYehudim Minar Ve'etzakein. And that's the way you end it.
Excellent, excellent. That's beautiful. So the trope is really a beautiful one, and it is very different, right? Okay, chapter
You have a
4.
gorgeous voice.
Oh, thank you. But it's also
That was
cool the
wonderful.
way the trope is different for when Haman speaks. The trope makes him a lot, it's a lot yuckier when he speaks. And so sometimes the rabbi will make it like, yeah, when he sings that one. So,
Ah, that's great. So are you on for this year in your synagogue,
yes,
Alice?
yes,
Yes, of
Temple
course.
Bethel. No, First Hebrew. I'm doing chapter 3 with my Haman puppet. So.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, moving on to chapter 4, moving on down, chapter 4. Rhoda, would you read it in English? What's going on here?
Okay, is that wall or a wall of a time?
whale.
A whale, okay, I couldn't, a whale of a time.
A whale of it.
A whale of a time.
Oy,
Whale of a
that's
wall is the way
whale.
it's printed. And Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes. And Esther said, fast for me and don't eat or drink 3 days, and then I will go to the king.
Okay, so this is not, I didn't give a lot here, Vayikra. Okay, so let's see what words. Okay, where is the word sackcloth?
What's sackcloth cloth in Hebrew?
Sackcloth? It's abbreviated, it's made short, sack. See the word sack, sock? Look at the
yes,
second line.
It's the second word, it's the first word on the second line.
Yeah,
Sack.
sock. Yeah, and the eighth there is ashes. You put on sackcloth and ashes. Okay, see if you can find the phrase Shloshet Yamim, 3 days.
It's the third line, the last word.
Yes, it is.
Fourth line, first word.
First word.
Perfect. Shloshet Yamim, 3 days. And so there's gonna be a 3 days fast. She says, fast for me, and she's getting ready to go and appeal to the king. Very good. So let's see what I can do out of my chop meat here. Vayikra Mordechai et Bigadav Vayilbash Sak Va'efer. Let's see, then I continued here. Vatomer Esther. The Tzumu alai, fast for me. Va'al tochlu, v'al yishtu, don't eat and drink. Shloshet yamim. Avo el hamelach, and I will go to the king. Ta-da. A big deal. Tzom, we just originally Tzom Gedalia. Tzom is a fast. Chapter 5. Now this is a short one. Okay, Beryl, will you read what it says in English? Chapter 5.
Esther and the golden scepter. And Esther said, if it seems good to the king, let the king and Haman come today to the banquet that I have prepared for him.
Okay, and let's see what your words are. Okay, the word for today.
Yom.
Hayom, hayom, hayom.
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 You know, we have Hayom, Hayom, Hayom,
Hayom.
Hayom, right on,
Oh, there it is.
Yom Kippur, Hayom, 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 Hayom.
1, 2,
If
3.
you know the word Hayom, you can sing
Fourth word
songs.
on the second line.
Okay, so we have Hayom. Okay. Fourth word on the second line is Hayom. Okay, and that's the only word because it's a very short reading. So we're up to chapter 5. Okay, let's see what I have here.
That was.
But Tomer Esther im al hamelech tov. Yabo hamelech the Haman Hayom El Hamishtat. Mishtat is like a drink, a big banquet. Asher Asitilo. And he'll come to the banquet, the first banquet that I will make for him. Okay, chapter 6, moving right along. So I am proving to you that your Hebrew is good enough that you can actually look at a text without vowels and pick it out. And it's not that scary. And if you were given a short Torah reading of 3 lines and you studied it for a couple of weeks, you would be able to do it by heart, and you would be able to do it like this, straight from the Torah. So I'm trying to encourage you to think ahead and to plow forward and to go to your rabbis and say, give me a Torah reading, but give me a short one and I'll do it. And there is also something called Trope Trainer, which is, there's a new revised one from JTS, which has all the Torah readings, and they have it actually color coded, and there's somebody who sings it. And so you can figure out a way to do this, or get somebody from your synagogue who's really good at this to work with you. You can do it. Chapter 6. Okay, let's read this in English. Okay, Diana, will you read it in English, please?
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Okay. Haman honors the wrong man. On a night when the king couldn't sleep, it was found written that Mordecai had told about Bigtan and Teresh. So Haman came in, and the king said to him, "What should be done to the man whom the king wishes to honor?" Then Haman took royal apparel and a horse and dressed Mordecai and had him ride through the streets of the city.
All right. So the first word I want you to find is at night.
The
Delilah.
first
Laila.
word.
First, right, la. Manishtana Laila Hazer, right? That's coming soon, girls. Start getting shaken in your booties. I already put in for someone to sub for me both morning and night for the 2 classes that I teach on Thursday. I said, there's no way that I am going to be teaching or doing anything other than scrubbing and cooking the day before Passover, which comes on Friday night. No. Now, he put on the clothes and he put on the horse. He put him on a horse. Sus is a horse. It's towards the bottom. I'll give you a hint.
Next to the last
Sus.
line in the middle.
Right.
Sus.
Right. And he put on the clothing and the et hasus. He dressed him in the clothing and he put him on the horse, hasus. Okay. Chapter 6. Okay, I'm going to read chapter 6. Okay, let's do chapter 6. Balayla Yimatsei Chatuv Asher Higid Mordechai al Bigtana V'Teresh, and then I skip. Vayavo Haman da 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 da. Vayomer lo Hamelech Ma la'asot Ba'ish Asher Hamelech Hafetz Bikarot, honor. And then Haman gets this great idea. Vayikach Haman et halavush, and Haman took the clothing, the et hasus and the horse. Vayalbesh, and he dressed et Mordechai. Vayar kivehu barachov ha'ir, and he wrote him in the streets of the city. And I'm sure he was quite angry. Okay, chapter 7. Okay, so chapter 7. Okay, let's see. And Terry Fox, will you please read about chapter 7?
Esther reveals all, Haman gets his due. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in your eyes, O king, and if it please the king, spare my life at my petition, and my people at my request. So they hanged Haman on the tree that he had prepared for Mordecai.
Okay, so now we have some serious stuff going on. Now, see if you can find nafshi. She's asking for him to save her soul, her nefesh, nafshi.
Nafshi. Third line, the end. Nafshi.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
third line, the last word.
Good.
Yeah, nafshi. So nefesh, this is nafshi, which means my soul. Save my body and my soul. Let's take care of both of those. Okay, good. So we have my soul. Okay, now, who knows in modern Hebrew, if you want to say, please, you were making a request to somebody,
Bavakasha.
right? Bivakasha, very good, bivakasha. Now, a bikesh, it comes from the verb a request, at my request. So please do something bivakasha at my request. So that's good. We have bivakashti at my request.
That's the
The
third line from the bottom. The,
Second last word.
yeah,
Yeah, bivakashti. It's not kashi cereal, bivakashti at my request. And it comes from bivakasha. Very good. And towards the end, Haman is hung on the tree on ha'etz.
The middle of the line, next to the last line, the middle word.
Right, so he said Haman, vayitlu, and they hung at Haman, al on ha'etz, asher hechin, for Mordecai, that he had prepared for Mordecai. Okay, nice job, ha'etz with a nice final tzadi in it. Okay, so let's see, chapter 7. Oh. Vata'an Esther, Hamalka, Vatomar, imatzati chen, ve'enecha, Hamelach, ve'im al Hamelach, Tov, tinaten li, nafshi, bishelati, ve'ami bevakashati. Okay. Is that it? And there's more. Okay. Vayitlu et Haman al ha'etz asher hechin leMordechai. Ta-da! Finished with him. Okay, so he's out of the story. Chapter 8. Rhoda, will you read it?
Okay, reversal of fate. The king granted the Jews to gather and stand for their life and to destroy and kill all the forces of the people that would assault them. Then the Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor.
Yeah, there's some line about La Yehudim Hayataora, La Yehudim Hataora, Basimcha, Basason Vikar. I remember that line. Okay, and that's the Jews had light by La Yehudim Hayata. There was Ora. There's a Hebrew name Ora, or is light. Ora Simcha, happiness, Basason, and joy, Vikar, and honor. So that, I don't know where that melody comes from, but I know it's associated with this chapter. Okay, chapter 8. Let's see, chapter 8. Natan HaMelech LaYehudim.
You said you don't know where that melody comes from?
Yeah, where's that?
Havdalah.
Oh, okay, there you go. LaYehudim Hayata. Oh, right, there you go. It was bugging me, it was in my head. Okay, thank you. Natan HaMelech LaYehudim Lahikahel V'la'amod al nafsham, and stand for their lives. Lahashmid Laharog et kol chel Hatzorim otam, the whole nation that was after them. And then we have La Yehudim Hayata Ora V'Simcha V'Sason Vikar. Okay, So they were allowed to stand for their lives, stand against those who would destroy them. And it's very strong here because they say destroy and kill, and then there's another word, and make them disappear. There's those three verbs, very, very strong. Okay, so chapter 9. Ooh, we're getting there. Chapter 9. Eddie, will you read what it says about chapter 9?
Sure. Rejoicing in Mishloach Manot on the 14th of Adar. And the 10 sons of Haman were hanged, and they made the 14th day of Adar and the 15th day of Adar every year, days when they had rest from their enemies. The month was turned for them from sorrow to gladness and from mourning into a good day. So they should make them days of feasting and gladness and sending gifts to one another and to the poor.
And of course, that's where we get this minhag. That's where we get the sending of, we have either you can say shalach manot or mishloach manot. It's either way, it's okay. Okay, the et aseret b'nei Haman yitlu. You have the word aseret 10. Haim, let's just say, Haim. Layehudim, okay, Haim, Layehudim osim et yom arba'a asar lachodesh Adar, ve'et yom chamisha asar bo bechol shana v'shana kayamim asher nachu, they rested, vahem hayehudim me'oivechem, from their enemies, v'hachodesh asher nepach lahem miagon l'simcha u'me'evel, from mourning, liyom tov, to a holiday, la'asot otam yemei mishteh, days of feasting, v'simcha u'mishloach manot ish l're'ehu, everyone to his neighbor, u'matanot la'avionim. Matana is a gift, like, oh, she's such a matana, a gift. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
matan,
getting
from matan.
matan. Yeah, matan is giving. Matanot. Right. So you have from the verb, you have the noun matan, and you have matanot, gifts, and it's all related with the same shoresh. The shoresh can be made as an adjective, an adverb, a noun, a verb, because it's very flexible. Okay, and then we get to the very end, chapter 10. Would you just read this, Alan?
Mordecai becomes advisor to the king. Mordecai the Jew was second to King Ahasuerus and great among the Jews, seeking the good for his people and peace for all his seed.
Okay, and that's the way they say for his
Kids,
descendants, for his seed. That's very
Descendants,
biblical.
yeah.
children.
So he Mordechai HaYehudi Mishneh, he was second, LaMelech Achashverosh, V'gadol HaYehudim, Doresh Tov LaAmo, V'daber Shalom L'chol Zaro. And so Zerah is his seed, and that's of course very biblical. He wished shalom, peace on all the descendants. That's us. That's really us. So it's a very manly way of saying it, referring to people. Doesn't really sound like it includes women in that, but so we have done very, let's go over some of the words here. In chapter 8, go back for a second to chapter 8. And I want you to find that whole verse. La Yehudim hayata ora v'simcha v'sason vikar.
At the end.
Yeah, chapter 8. That's just such a nice
That's the last words.
line.
Last line.
The last line.
Yeah, right. La
Say again.
Yehudim, right. La Yehudim hayata
Is
ora
above it.
v'simcha v'sason
Simcha.
vikar, and kar is on, all that rejoice, like simchat Torah, the rejoicing over the Torah. And you have all those nice words, simcha, and you have light and gladness, sason. So that's a really nice thing. Okay, and in chapter 9, I wanted you to find some in chapter 9. Find me the word aseret, right at the top there, the 10. You know, another word for the 10 commandments is aseret hadibrot, like the 10 speakings. Eser is 10, aseret. You find that?
Word.
Yes.
Second word.
Second word.
Second word, et aseret. Okay, and what does b'nai Haman mean? Like
Children.
Good of
B'nai
Haman?
Yisrael,
Sons of Haman.
Children.
the
Children.
tens.
Son.
Now this is where they get
Sons.
theirs.
Sons of
Et
Haman.
aseret b'nai Haman talu, they hung. Okay, where is the word for month? On the month. Look at this second line. Where's the word for month? It's got a
Adar.
prefix.
Dar.
It's Adar.
La Chodesh, and then you
Chodesh.
have Adar, right? And there it is, Adar. Okay, Chodesh Adar. And where is the word year?
Dani.
What's the
Shana.
word year? Shana. Yeah, Shana. Shana. Rosh Hashanah. Shana. Okay, Shana. And the word for holiday is a good day. Yom Tov.
Yom Tov.
Yom
Right.
Tov, yeah.
Yom Tov. This
The
is in
Yom Tov.
chapter, like a yontif we call it, but
It's a third
Yom
from
Tov
the
is really,
last line.
right, Liyom Tov. Okay, so they went from morning, Avel Liyom to a good day, Liyom Tov to a holiday. Okay, good. Very good. Oh, you're reading really well. And then you had the word in chapter 10. He was wishing peace for his future seed. Where's the word peace? Shalom.
Shalom.
Bottom.
The bottom line, third from the end.
Mhm.
Right, shalom, v'davar shal, and things of peace, l'chol zaro, for all his seed. So, did I shock you? Did I make you crazy? Are you ready?
That was good, Karen. That was good.
Very good.
It was
am now
easier
going to be
finding the
pers-
words.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you can do a lot, and I just got out of my thing here. Huh, let me see if I can get back in here. Now,
You're
we have.
here, we just can't see you.
I know, I'm out. I don't know what I did. Redirect, okay.
You hit the camera button, maybe.
I hit something, launch meeting, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
come
you
back.
stopped
Okay.
it.
You're there now. Show yourself again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now, we have a little bit of time. What I didn't get to do, what I wanted to do last week was to go over that third paragraph of the Shema, which we didn't get to read. And Sherry, you'll know that I've been speed reading the second paragraph that you asked about. And I still don't I've been speed reading it while I'm standing. I still don't get to the end of it before the cantor and the rabbi. But I'm
Never.
getting really fast
Never.
at it now. After teaching you, I got much better at it. So,
I
if you
barely get
have,
through English.
if you have a folder, if you have your stuff from last week, or if you can quickly get a Siddur, we could go over that last paragraph and I'll feel better because I didn't get a chance to do it. Let me get my book. Okay. Can anyone tell me what page Shema was on in Lev Shalem? And it's Lev Shalem, which is different from Shalom. Shalem is full, a full heart. Like it was like
155.
Wrote it, it's page 112.
112? Thank
Yes.
you.
You're
And
welcome.
Oh, wait a minute.
155.
165. All right, that sounds right. That seems Shalom. before that. 155,
155.
155. Kriyat Shema, okay, that's the first. Okay, 156, Vayomer, okay. So in Lev Shalem, it's 156 on the bottom, the last paragraph. So these words we've seen a lot already. This is not that hard because these words repeat. And you saw that in the second paragraph of the Shema, there was a lot of repetition from the first, from the Ahavta. So these words, they're being recycled a lot. Okay, so let's see if I can call on people to read a line at a time from 156. I'm going to just run it through quickly, just follow, and then I'm going to call on people to read it. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, next line, va'amarta alehem, va'asu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei bigdehem, next line, ledorotam, v'natnu al tzitzit, hakanaf patil techelet, v'haya, line 4, lachem lutzitzit, or item oto, uzachartem et kol mitzvot Adonai, next line, va'asitem otam, v'lo taturu acharei levavchem, v'acharei einechem, next line, asher atem zonim achareihem, l'ma'an tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yehitem kedoshim l'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem l'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. When you say Elohechem, you have a hey, Elohechem. So you really have to pronounce them correctly because that is in the Torah, like I am the Lord your God. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Okay, and Mitzrayim, Eretz Mitzrayim, the land of Egypt. Okay, let's see if we can read this. Rhoda, will you read the first line? No?
No, not right now. Let me just get into this.
Okay, not right now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sherry, Fox, you want to read the first line?
I don't have the Siddur. I'm on Safari and I can't find where you are.
Oh, it's
I'm
the
not home.
third paragraph of the Shema. The third one. Okay, see if you can find it. Michelle?
What does it begin with again? Because I couldn't, I'm trying to.
Vayomer.
Oh, yeah.
It's the paragraph that's called Vayomer.
I see. I don't
Hang
see
on.
that.
I'll read it.
The last one.
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei. Is that the one?
That's the one.
Great.
Israel.
I thought we were doing
Very
the third
good.
paragraph, not the second.
It is. This is the third paragraph. The big one is the second, and the first one is V'ahavta.
All right, I have
Some
it.
Very good, Sherry. Nice, really nice.
I think what's confusing is that what you sent us
Yes.
labeled differently.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
right.
you
That's what's
labeled,
confusing.
I did, and I said last week I made a boo-boo. I reversed
Okay.
them. Okay,
Okay.
Mama look a boo-boo right here, boo-boo, right there. Beryl, can you read the second line? Va'amarta.
Okay, well, in my book, that's the Marta Elohim,
Alehem.
I'm totally lost.
the Asho,
Asu.
Asu, Lehem, all those dots underneath it. So
Tzitzit.
tzitzit. El al kanaf
Kanfei.
kanfei bin na
Vig.
vigd achem
Bigdehem. Beged is clothing. Bigdehem means their clothes. Diana, you have the place?
Yes, yes, okay,
Can you read the third line, Lidorotam?
yes, yes. Lidorotam venat nu al tzitzit ha-kanef
Kanaf?
kanaf petil techelet vehaya lachem.
Good. Patil techelet is that sort of a turquoise. We don't know exactly. It came from a mollusk that we're not sure that turquoise thread. Okay, let's see who's got the place. Anybody else here have the place? Sherry Stein, you want to try a line?
So fourth line, right?
Yeah, lachem.
Lachem la tzitzit
Or-
uvitem
Mhm, good.
uvitem oto
Mhm.
atskari
Uz
uzka tem
uz hartem.
et kal matzot Adonai.
Good. Okay. Sherry Rubin, do you want to read the next line? Via Sitem?
I have no idea where we are.
Oh, Sherry, you're muted. There you go. You want to, it's a 1, 2, 3, it's a
I
fifth
see.
line.
Okay, I'm in a different book in a different location. Va'asi Tim, Otam, Velo, Taturu, Ahare, Levavecha, no,
Levav Chem.
Bechem, Be'achare, Nehem.
Good. Okay. Now it's we got a few minutes left. Paula, you want to try a line?
Okay.
Asher.
Asher Atem. No, Atem. Asher Atem Zonem
Sonim.
Ahare Hem
Good.
Ma'an Teets Karu
Good.
the Asi Tem.
Nice job. Nice job. Very nice. Alice, you want to take et?
Et kol mitzvotai v'haitem kodeshim lelochechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Yeah. Want
Did
to finish
you want
it?
me to continue?
Yes,
Asher
finish it.
Hodseti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liyot Lechem Lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Emet. Okay, and we said last time you're really supposed to say emet, and then if there's a minion, they say Adonai Elohechem Emet. But you have to get your haze and your sound. Chet. Yeah, chaf, your chaf, your hey and your chaf. And good job, ladies. Wow, we did the whole Megillah. I'll
was
read
fun.
Megillah on one leg. I didn't think it could be done, but we did it. Okay, so any specific requests for next week?